It is Friday, November the 17th, just another night of action in the NBA. Full slate of games on tap for the night. I'll be involved in 3 of them. Let's go ahead and get to them quickly. Why don't we start in Washington, where the Wizards will host the Miami Heat. Wizards a 4-point favorite at BetSafe, 208.5 the total here. Now this is the second game of a back-to-back for these teams. They just met on Wednesday night in Miami. Wizards winning that one 102-93. Wizards, of course, with a better record than the Heat this season and coming off a win. So some might think the 4-point number here a little bit low, but I'm not sure this game's going to play out that way. You look at the game they just played on Wednesday, a little bit more competitive than the final score would indicate. Miami actually led the game through 3 quarters, and the Heat didn't play very well. They shot just 41%. They turned the ball over 17 times. Now, you might say that's a result of Washington's defense. Problem is, the Wizards have not been a good defensive team this season. They're allowing 105 points per game. Miami actually has been much better on that end of the floor. The Heat, top 10 in the NBA in both points allowed and opponents' field goal percentage. Bradley Beal and John Wall, of course, the engines that drive this Washington team, and they did combine for 53 points on Wednesday night. Goran Dragic and Dion Waiters, the Heat's guards, did not match them. They scored just 40 points, and Waiters turned the ball over 5 times. What I'm saying here is Miami has a lot of room to improve. After seeing this Washington team just a couple of days ago, I think they're going to come out and play a little bit better. I don't think they're going to shoot 41% again. Certainly don't think they're going to turn the ball over 17 times again. And something tells me the Heat might win this game outright, but I'll certainly take those 4 points. Miami +4, my recommendation in this one. Moving on to San Antonio, where the Spurs will host the Oklahoma City Thunder. San Antonio a 1-point favorite at BetSafe, 199 the total here. Now, a week ago, all the talk was about how this Oklahoma City team was really struggling, but they've now won 3 straight games to even up their record at 7-7. And I continue to believe there is a great team just below the surface in Oklahoma City. I mean, you look at the numbers, you look at what they're doing. All 7 of their wins this season have come by 9 points or more. All 7 of their losses have come by 9 points or fewer, and they've only lost 1 game by 9 points. So they are just blowing teams out when they win, and they're losing close when they lose. As a result, the Thunder, 4th in the NBA in point differential right now at +6. The only teams better than that, Golden State, Boston, and Houston. You look at this San Antonio team floundering a little bit right now, coming off a loss to Minnesota and a closer than expected win over the Dallas Mavericks. It's understandable they're still without 2 of their best players in Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard. And so you look at what the Spurs have now, not a very talented offensive team. So they haven't been a very good offensive team. San Antonio averaging just 101.5 points per game right now. That ranks 25th in the NBA. Fortunately, they've been able to make up for that by playing some pretty good defense. The Spurs 4th in the league in points allowed, surrendering just 98.9 points per game. Thing is, Oklahoma City better in that category. The Thunder 2nd in the NBA in points allowed, also 2nd in opponents' field goal percentage, which is probably a more important defensive stat, opponents' field goal percentage. And Oklahoma City, as we said, 2nd in that category. The Spurs, meanwhile, 18th there. So look, I know the Spurs with a slightly better record here, but Oklahoma City really starting to pick it up now with 3 straight wins. They're definitely a better team, I think, than the current San Antonio Spurs, the one without Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard. Now, I don't know if they're going to be better than the Spurs once the Spurs get back to full strength, but I think right now the Thunder looking strong, looking like a better team than the Spurs, and I think they're a good bet to go into San Antonio and win this game tonight. Final game I'd like to talk about on this Friday. What about the New Orleans Pelicans going on the road to face the Denver Nuggets? Nuggets a 4.5-point favorite at BetSafe, 216 the total in this one. Pelicans 8-7, the Nuggets 8-6. So these teams very similar record-wise, but you look at the Pelicans, I think there's reason to be concerned there. You look at their 8 wins. They did beat Cleveland, even though Cleveland was struggling badly at the time. Their other 7 wins, New Orleans' other 7 wins, have come against the Lakers, the Kings, the Mavericks, the Bulls, the Pacers, the Clippers, and the Hawks. Not a whole lot of contenders in that group. So the Pelicans have really been feasting on some bad teams here, and they have not been playing good defense lately. In their last 5 games, New Orleans surrendering 113.4 points per game. That could be a problem here because the Nuggets can get up and down the floor and score the basketball. Denver has won 5 of their last 7 games, and they're excellent at home, 6-2 at home this season. So I think the Pelicans walking into a really tough spot here. I think the Nuggets a good bet to win this game and cover the 4.5-point number. Well, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on this Friday, November the 17th. I wish you best luck no matter what you decide to do tonight, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests. For BetSafe, I'm John Arnette.